So now I'm just looking at what part I want to tackle of this project first, and I think I'm going to start with the footer because the footer is likely, well, the easiest part to start, or maybe the header is, but I'm going to start with the footer. And I kind of looking through what I wrote down in my notes over here. It was really rough, and basically when I was coming up with this, I said I use the load function to load up some other page and put like a terms of service or a privacy policy link thing. I like that. I like that actually, but when I don't necessarily need the load function because when I actually attempted to do this, I used a plugin instead that did exactly what I was looking for anyway. So first I'll just start with showing you the finished product. It looks like this, and essentially the effect I'm going for is this is the footer, which when the link's clicked, they're actually loading up another page that says like the terms of service, and actually I kind of blended them both together, the terms of service and privacy policy, as I was just experimenting with this. And I also just added a form over here too, so people could contact me. These three elements, and essentially these things are, they're using a CS jQuery plugin called Thickbox, and it was really easy to implement. I kind of just looked through the documentation. Let's go Thickbox jQuery. I looked through the documentation where I downloaded the plugin, and fortunately this is a very good example of a well-documented plugin, because when I went through just the steps on using it and installing it and everything, it just, every little detail was there. So that was great. And then I also, when I looked down, they had examples of all the different ways I could use this. For example, you could use it for images like so, image galleries, which I'm gonna see. Yeah, here we go. So you could flip through these things. You kind of see how this works. I mean, you see this kind of functionality on the web now all the time. Inline content. So this is actually just stuff that's already on the page, and then he has iframe content, which is everything I used was really with this iframe thing. Important to keep in mind that there's actually, you have to add this little query or line of code at the end of your URL. And obviously if you look here, it also, this is where we could define the width and the height for that pop out, so it's great. And Ajax content, so this pretty much has an example of every which way you'd want to use it. And I found it very easy to use, so let's get to it.